sponsor,
Ah.
Manscaped.
Uh-huh.
Have you tried the new equipment that's been sent?
I'm afraid because it says weed whacker. I'm scared.
Maven, Manscaped. What are you thinking about
Love it.
Manscaped, dude?
Love it.
What do you use it for?
Necessity. What don't I use it for? Put it this way. The only hair I have on my entire body is these eyebrows.
Yeah.
That you see. These
Wow.
caterpillars racing to the middle of my nose. That's it.
That is it.
That's all I have. And that's all I want.
That's the
So
pick.
Manscaped is a must.
We were talking before the show. There's nothing worse than just hair.
Yeah.
Right? Hair on a woman, hair on a man. It's just bad.
Absolutely. And it's the one thing that the older I get, it starts growing more in unwanted areas.
Absolutely.
I hate it.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
Just going to go out there.
Oh, boy.
Go for it.
You're doing a deed.
Yes.
Again, I don't want you to have to admit this because we, as men, we try not to admit this. But if you're going to
Oh,
go
I
do the
know
deed
where-
on a
I
woman,
know where
would you
he's
rather
going.
have her be hairless or a little hair, racing stripe, or
Racing stripe.
full retro bush?
Racing
Well,
stripe.
Retro Bush is out.
Yes, thank you.
Retro Bush is out.
Yeah.
I don't mind a small, well manicured landing strip. Every now and then, if it's completely, and I'm talking like baby's ass bald, then I start. Where is that pedophilia line? I don't want to
Wow.
wander into that.
That's
thought
very
of it like
interesting.
that.
I never thought about that. You're a
Wow.
smart dude. Holy shit.
So if the landing strip is clean enough for the plane to go in smoothly, you're cool with that?
If the landing strip has, like I said, well manicured,
Yeah,
you can see both sides. It's not
Like blinking lights on both sides of that
I
landing?
just don't. I don't want. I don't want the shrubbery going off into unwanted areas on that as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Oh, look
but-
what you found. Ooh.
I got to be all honest though. Hey, the older I get though, I don't think I can be as
I found it! I found
have
it!
you ever gone down there and she slowly brings down the underwear? Then
What is
retro? Just,
Absolutely.
You're like, whoa!
Wow,
Yeah, I'm
like
46.
it pops
of
out?
course.
Do you like walk out or what do you do?
No, I muster through. I muster up the courage to get
He's a
through.
trooper. He's a trooper. Gotta give him an A.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah,
There you go.
I hear you.
There you
Listen,
go.
I couldn't
Super
say.
Bush.
I couldn't say. Well, if you have the same beliefs as Maven, does Manscaped could help you?
Absolutely.
The weed whacker.
Absolutely.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I may have to, go in a room, close the door, and hang out with the weed whacker for a little while.
Yeah, I think you're a retro guy, aren't you?
I like 70s adult films, if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
But
only
with that,
Ron
we're going to take a
Jeremy,
quick
Batman.
commercial break and we'll be
Anyway.
back with this wrestling icon, Maven.
We will see you in a drop kick second.
Drop kick.
Good evening, everybody. This is your host, ESO, and welcome to the After Show. As always, we have an exciting episode planned for you. Well, hopefully it's exciting. I'm going to at least try to make it that way. So first off, I got to thank you guys for being here. You fans are amazing. I can't believe the responses we've had, especially for the audio version of the show. Let's keep it up and keep it going strong. First thing I have to do is send a special shout out. I want to thank Mike, Monty, and Jimmy Farrow for giving me this incredible platform to connect all of you. And guess what? They have their own show too. Mike, Monty, and Jimmy Farrow can be found on the Monty and the Farrow Show every Thursday live at 9 p.m. on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and the Intuitive app. The Monty and the Farrow Show, that is the must-see TV every Thursday night. They are the world's #1 broadcast. Woo! Oh, and before I forget about it, I have to promote my sister show, Antar's Memoirs. You have to check out Mike Havlick. This past week, he was up here in the Northeast, and he filmed his show with the one and only Jimmy Farrow. It is must-see TV. Mike Havlick's show has come such a long way. Antar's Memoirs, found here only on the Monty and the Farrow channels. Mike, I can't wait to get a chance to meet you. I heard you were up here. Unfortunately, I had a lot going on last week and I couldn't make it down to the studio. But when you come back up in the fall for the 90s Wrestling Con, I'm going to make sure I take time out to come and meet you in person. We can record something, go grab a bite to eat, maybe a beer or something. But hey, I can't wait to meet you and keep up the great work. You're doing awesome. Awesome. I believe he's up to Mantor's Memoirs number 3. 4 should be out next week. I cannot wait for it. So check this out, everybody. I've been going into my local deli and admiring this thing for the last few weeks, and I've been asking the owner for it. I'm like, yo, dude, I'll give you I'll give you $50 for it. I'll give you $50 for it. He wouldn't sell it to me, wouldn't sell it to me, wouldn't sell it to me. Well, today it was empty. And I, again, said, listen, bro, it's empty now. Will you sell it to me? He said he finally obliged and he sold it to me. I can't believe what I got in my hands. These things are trading for a couple $100 online right now, but this isn't going anywhere. It's staying in my collection. It is the Macho Man Slim Jim container sculpture. Dude, check this out. It's the 2020 edition. That's going up on my shelves with some of my other wrestling memorabilia. I can't wait to, I'm so excited to have this. Yeah, right now it's trading, I believe, between 175 and 200. I'm not selling it. I got it for $50, which is pretty cool in my eyes. Actually, $50, and I had to buy the last two Slim Jims that were. I think it was worth it. So while we're on the subject of the Macho Man, he's going to be the subject of the second segment of this show today. As always, we go over a wrestling magazine of the past, and this week is no different. This week we have the WWF magazine from July 1990, featuring the one and only Macho Man on the cover. Yes, we will be getting into that when we get back. And then final segment, what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about my busy couple weeks and the crazy billiard tournament that I was at this weekend. Not that the tournament itself was crazy, but just some of the events. It was a fun time. There were a couple of good stories that we're going to talk about. And then, then we're going to wrap it up. So we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
You need a body shop? You need engine repair? Auto Excellence, Collision Specialists, 631-261-6420. That's 631-261-6420. Auto Excellence.
And APB, American Protection Bureau, voted #1 best on Long Island for all your security needs. Call 631-390-9050. That's 631-390-9050. APB.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the After Show, found here only on the Monty and the Pharaoh channels. Ooh. Now it's time to take a trip down memory lane to July 1990 with a WWF magazine featuring the Macho King Randy Savage on the cover. The headline is Macho King Randy Savage determined to destroy Dusty. We have Ultimate Warrior raging on Rude. Jake the Snake faces the ear of Bad News Brown. Hacksaw rumbles with the earthquake. The $1 Million Man spends a rare moment with our reporters. The magazine also features coverage of the Intercontinental Championship Tournament. Oof. So as we open up, of course, we have the table of contents and an ad for this month. It's TCA Travel Agency. I have an ad for Say No to Drugs and WrestleFest. And then Around the Ring this month focuses on the upcoming SummerSlam, where it's expected that Rick Rude will face the Ultimate Warrior. Next, we have The Body Language by Jesse Ventura. This month, he gives credit to Hulk Hogan, saying Hulk Hogan was a true champion. And then he also critiques Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty's match with the Orient Express from WrestleMania 6. He also gets into the fact that Dusty Rhodes has a twin. His name is Playboy Buddy Rhodes. Playboy Buddy Rhodes, he had that same type of figure as Dusty Rhodes. He definitely did. Of course, Jesse would say something like that. Next up, we have the Newsbreakers. This month, the earthquake jumps the Hulkster on the Brother Love Show. The Brother Love Show, for a show that showed so much love, there seemed to be a lot of violence on that show. How many times did somebody get attacked on Brother Love Show? I don't even know. We should look into that. It's pretty funny. Next, you had Personality Profile this month featuring the Doctor of Style, the one and only Slick. And he, at this time, was only managing Akeem as the Big Boss Man had turned face. Next article is a rare interview with the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. In this interview, he takes the time to rip apart the Big Boss Man for their upcoming feud. Next up is one of the features of this month's magazine. It's the Battle of the Titans. Mr. Perfect wins the Intercontinental Championship against the one and only Tito Santana. This was in an Intercontinental Tag Team tournament after Jack Tunney declared the title vacant because the Ultimate Warrior had defeated Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 6. So it started off with Brutus Beefcake and Dino Bravo battling to a double, I believe it was a double countout. And then you had Roddy Piper and Rick Martel battling to a double disqualification. And then Mr. Perfect defeating Superfly Jimmy Snuka. And then Tito Santana going over Akeem. That led to the match between Mr. Perfect and Tito Santana, where Mr. Perfect took the Intercontinental title. Oof. Yes, next we had Ravishing Rick Rude's ultimate goal. I'll bring the Ultimate Warrior to a battle in parts unknown. Yeah, let's see about that. Rick Rude facing the Ultimate Warrior for their upcoming battle at SummerSlam. Next, of course, we have the merchandise catalog. As always, it features something new, and this month's no different. We've got the Red Rooster t-shirt. I know that had to be a hot seller. I know you guys all had your Red Rooster t-shirts. I bet they sold like 5 of them. You had Brutus the Barber Beefcake debuting his new shirt. You had the Common Man, the Plumber, the Son of the Plumber. You had Dusty Rhodes. Yes, Dusty Rhodes' polka dotted shirt. You had Tito Santana debuting a new shirt, as well as a new shirt for Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Oof, how cool is that? Next is the article from the cover page. It's Dusty Rhodes versus the Macho King and how their feud has gotten ugly. And it brings into the article, it talks about Sapphire and Sensational Sherry. Yeah, quite an in-depth article and definitely worth the time to check out and read. Next, you had something that's going to promote the upcoming Earthquake Hacksaw feud. Earthquake's evil envy. Why does he hate Hacksaw Jim Duggan? I don't think there's any real reason he hates Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I think he's just told to hate him because of the upcoming feud. Their feud was okay. I really wasn't a big John Tenta fan. At this point, I really wasn't a Hacksaw Jim Duggan fan either. I could have taken it or leave it. At this point, I was more rooting for the heels at this point just because I was getting towards the end of my youth wrestling fandom. So, Lethal Liberato. So you had Rhythm and Blues and the Bushwhackers playing. The Bushwhackers played Us for Fools. This is about their match at WrestleMania 6 and just the continuation of that feud coming out of that major event. Now, next article is Dire Predictions. Bad News and Jake foresee different futures for one another. This is promoting the feud between these two legends. Now, if you Bad News Brown, Bad News Allen, whatever you want to call him, he never gets the accolades he deserves. This dude was a black belt in judo. He competed in the Olympics. This dude was a badass. He was good on the mic. He definitely should have gone farther in the WWF than he ended up doing. And he faced another legend and another great one on the mic and Jake the Snake Roberts in this. This was a very, very, very underrated feud by two legends that one didn't get to do he deserved, and one wasted the gifts that he was given. So, two of my absolute favorites there. That was a great time in wrestling watching those two feud. Bad News Allen, Bad News Brown, that dude was whatever you want to call him. He was Bad News Allen when he was in the NWA. When he came to WWF, he became Bad News Brown. But that dude was one tough SOB, and he was a lot of fun to watch. That back brain kick knocking people out. So this month's viewpoint is the Big Boss Man responding to the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. It's basically a counterpoint of the article or the interview that we had earlier in the magazine with Ted DiBiase talking about feuding with the Big Boss Man. This is more of the Big Boss Man's viewpoint of it. So not a bad article. Just just you get point counterpoint. That's pretty much what you had. This month's Caught in the Act features Hillbilly Jim and Howard Finkel doing the two-step or do-si-do around the ring. It says WWF ring announcer, a gentleman known worldwide as the Fink, apparently masters a fine two-step as country boy Hillbilly Jim takes him through the motions of backwood dancing. And judging by the Fink's expressions, he's obviously enjoying every minute of it. He's wearing Hillbilly Jim's hat and that. On the opposite page, you can order your own souvenir program from WrestleMania 6, where the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan fought for the unification of the WWF World and Intercontinental title, and the Ultimate Warrior ended up going over and had to relinquish the WWF Intercontinental title, and that's why Mr. Perfect got it in this magazine. So. What a cool magazine. That was a lot of fun. There really wasn't as much in-depth action as in other months, but hey, either way, it's such a blast going through these memories from the past. And on that note, I'm gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna wrap it up. I'll see you in a minute.
Jimmy, I gotta take a dump. What? No, I mean I need a dumpster.
Well, for all those needs, you need to call Big V Dumpster Rental, Long Island, New York, 631-900-DUMP.
You need a body shop? You need engine repair? Auto Excellence, Collision Specialists, 631-261-6420. That's 631-261-6420. Auto Excellence.
Hey guys, welcome back to the After Show, found here only on the Monty and the Pharaoh channels. Yeah, so I have to apologize. The last couple of weeks I have been a little on the busy side, and I haven't been able to get the show out on time. And last week I couldn't even get a show going. But so what was happening last week is, as you guys know, I bartend several nights a week, and I also have my own small business where I do custom apparel. I got a lot of jobs recently, and some of them have been some pretty big ones. One of my favorites, every year I do these jobs for the local pool teams as they go up to a regional tournament up in Albany. This year I wasn't on any of the pool teams, but I had several clients with shirts up there, and I wanted to go up and hang out because I have a lot of friends that play pool, and it's always a crazy fun time. So I really went up. I went up there for fun and to hang out with some of my friends. So, let's see. All started. I got up there on Saturday night about 7 p.m. for, it was pretty much the quarterfinal round of the tournaments. They were starting. There was a 9-ball and an 8-ball team tournaments. I had friends in both sides. So I was going back and forth and taking pictures of some of the teams that I have that were wearing my apparel that I had done. It was it was pretty cool. A lot of fun. Well, plus I got to collect some money from them, it's always fun when you get cash in hand. But that was great. But towards the end of the night, the bar starts running out of alcohol. Well, we're going to call this bar the Shilton because every which way you turn, there was a Band-Aid and something was broken. I mean, the air conditioning didn't work. The vending machines ran out of anything. The ATMs ran out of money. You have to realize these are pool players. Pool players do a few things. They gamble and they drink. And they gamble for big money, so they want cash there. And they drink a lot, so they want alcohol there. They should have learned this by now. We've been going to this Shilton for quite a few years, and it really hasn't gotten any better. If anything, the service has kind of gotten worse. Now, pool players also tend to drink more of a premium spirit, not shit stuff. They tend to have a few dollars in their pocket. Most of these guys aren't poor. There's a lot of family-oriented people that do that. There's money in this. So ATMs, no money. Alcohol, empty. This is the second night of the tournament. There's a full another night that's about to go on. So the tournament winds down. It's about 12:05, 12:10 in the morning. The upstairs bar, all the alcohol is gone. The downstairs bar, all the alcohol is gone. Unfortunately, this part of Albany, there's really not many other bars out there, and most of the things are closed down early because there's some issues in the area. Don't know why we always choose this Hilton, but that's this Shilton, but we always do. So what ends up happening? Oh, there's a courtyard out back. Pool players took it over. Next thing you know, there's whiskey tasting at this table. There's a bar over at this table. There's dancing. There's music. There's a couple hundred. Oh, everybody's outside having a party when the Hilton could have been making ridiculous money off of us if they would have just restocked the ATMs and restocked the bar. No, instead, we've all gone up to our rooms, grabbed all of our alcohol, all of our beer, and we're all sharing it downstairs and having a grand old time. It's a freaking blast. These whiskey tastings, oh my gosh. So this ties in with our newest sponsor, Jim Beam. So I sat down at this table for this whiskey tasting, and it was Baker's the limited edition reserve by Jim Beam. Oh my God, it was so smooth. It was so sweet. Oh, that was amazing. What a night. What a night. It was quite a late night. I ended up turning in. Everything was still bumping at 4 a.m., but I knew I wanted to get up relatively early and shoot some pool with some people. And so I ended up turning in and going upstairs. And I had a roommate up there, and he wasn't back to the room yet either. So I'm like, well, last I had seen him, it was about 3:30, and he had gone up to some room with a bunch of people. They were playing video games, hanging out, whatever they were going to do. No idea. Get into that again in a second. But I turn in, I wake up the next morning, a little hurt. I got up about 8:30, 9 o'clock. I jumped in the shower. Once I got a little bit of coffee in me, I was okay. I felt a little bit better. And then I look over, and the roommate had at some point come in. I have no idea when he had come in, but now he's starting to come to because he's in these tournaments and he's got to get downstairs. I look over at him, and he's standing up, and he's got eyeliner and mascara, and I'm like, what the hell happened to you? I've known this kid for years, and this is not like him to wear eyeliner, mascara, makeup, anything like that. So I'm like, what the hell happened? And he's like, I forgot about that. So, the culmination. So now the guy spends the next 20 minutes or so trying to wash his face, get it all off. I go downstairs. I grab some breakfast from Dunkin' Donuts. Just start hanging out with some people, shooting the shit, watching the tournament that's going on. He comes downstairs. The makeup would off. He had to spend the entire day, Sunday, with that makeup on. Best part is he's a pretty well-known dude. So everybody noticed, and everybody came up and made a comment. Hey, dude, if you want to wear makeup, whatever, I don't care what you do. But if it's not in your nature and somehow you end up caught with makeup for the whole weekend, it's kind of hilarious. I felt bad for the guy, but he brought it on himself. I still have no idea what happened in that room to convince him to wear makeup while they were playing video games. But hey, whatever. I know there was a lot of alcohol flowing that night, though, so he may not have had a choice. He may have passed out, and that's what he woke up to. I have no idea, but it was hilarious either way. So anyway, that was my story from Albany, and that was the culmination of a very, very hectic couple of weeks of work, and it was nice to get to sit and lay back for a few days up there and watch a pool tournament happen. One of the other cool parts is the team from the Shamrock Tavern that I did their shirts team. I don't give a what. A few years ago, I was part of that team and we went to Vegas, but they made it all the way to the finals. They lost in the finals in the last match in sudden death. I felt so bad for them, but they made it all the way to the end. So I got some pictures of my shirts in the finals up there in Albany for the regional competition. Congratulations to one of the other teams up there that I'm friends with, Fresh Cakes. Congratulations. I know you guys are going to Albany. Dougie and Sean and Ashma. Congrats, guys. Way to go. And hey, hopefully next year I get a chance to go again too. Well, that's about all the time we have tonight. So I'm going to start wrapping this up. But don't forget to check out all the other shows on the network, Monty and the Pharaoh and Mantar's Memoirs. And don't forget to download the Intuitive app because it's such a great app and a great platform to watch all these shows. And they've got all kinds of movies and other originals and old TV shows and things going on there. Don't forget to check that out. In the meantime, I got to get out of here. Mike and Jimmy, thank you for letting me do this. I can't wait to get down and visit you guys again. It's going to be sooner than later. And on that note, I am out of here. Later.